there. Well, let's bring you more on what is happening in the country. We've got teams across the BBC working on getting information to you as quickly and as accurately as possible. Let's take you to the World's newsroom. We can join Lucas, who is there. Lucas, the sort of demand for information about what is happening inside Ukraine at the moment is massive. How are we covering the story?
Absolutely, Lucy. The demand is instant. People want information, they want pictures, they want videos as soon as it comes in. And here in the centre of the BBC newsroom, that's what we're trying to do. And we do it with this, a live page, which our website team here has been putting together since 9 o'clock this morning. One of the people that's been looking after that page is Mohammed, and he's got the live page up there for us as well. Mohammed, tell us a little bit about some of the elements that you guys tie together to tell the story in Ukraine.
Well, this, like you said, is the live page. It brings together lots of different elements from social media, brings together the reports we're getting from the news agencies, the wires. It brings together all the content we get from our video outlets like TV, for example, and video packages, which runs in this window here. So it's really good for kind of synthesizing all the BBC's different information streams, and we also solicit contributions from readers through the UGC team, which I understand you're going to speak to soon.
Absolutely. Now tell me a little bit about the live text on the left, because I see that these are being updated almost every sort of 2 or 3 minutes with new information.
They are. To give you a sense of the kind of immediacy of this medium, this tweet I just put out about 5 minutes ago, and this is from our correspondent Gabriel Gatehouse, who's in Kiev, and he's immediately tweeted that he's seen 8 dead bodies laid out in the street. He just put that out on Twitter, and literally within 30 seconds that's on the live page. But it's not just BBC correspondents who give us things to put on, it's also other journalists from other outlets. For example, earlier a journalist who was in Kiev tweeted this picture of what he said were snipers in the street, and we took that immediately from Twitter and put it on the page.
Mohammed, tell us a little bit about how these live pages work, why the BBC uses them as such a sort of key element when it comes to these developing stories.
They're very useful because we get such a conflicting array of different reports coming in from all these different outlets. And it's good because it kind of straddles the divide between online journalism and live broadcast journalism, because it combines all these different elements. So it's a really good way of someone coming to the story who's maybe not really read in. They can look at the top kind of bullet points, instantly get read into the story, and then just scroll down this list on the left to get the really up-to-date, fresh news.
Mohammed, thank you very much. We'll let you get back to updating that website because there's lots to update. And we're going to take a short walk this way to talk to the BBC monitoring team. Simona is from the monitoring team. Sorry to interrupt you. Let us know a little bit. There's been a lot of focus in Kiev around these protests.
Is that right?
But I just want to know about the sort of wider Ukrainian story that monitoring has been following.
Sure. This is a particular angle we have been following very carefully because, as you say, there's a lot of footage, a lot of reports coming from Kiev, and we have a lot of information about what's happening there. We have started to see a lot of reports coming from outside Kiev, in particular Western Ukraine, but also other regions now, basically showing regional governors being ridiculed and being shown letters of resignation, being made to sign those. We had some pretty compelling pictures, actually.
You talked about regional governors there. We actually have some pictures that we can show now of a regional governor being sort of manhandled. Tell us a little bit about this story and how monitoring came by it.
Sure. I mean, this was monitored by my colleagues in Kiev, so we basically spotted this footage on one of the TV channels that we monitor in Ukrainian, and basically it does show a regional governor basically being ridiculed and manhandled in public, and then you can actually see some pictures of the letter of resignation that he was asked to sign. And I must say, this is not an isolated incident. We have seen many similar reports coming from other parts of the country. There was a report, for example, nice video footage coming from Volyn, which is also a city in Western Ukraine, again showing the regional governor being ridiculed in public. He was handcuffed to a wooden pole in the middle of the main square. I think cold water was poured over his head. It was basically the protesters trying to teach him a lesson.
Excellent. And, hey, thank you very much for that, Spencer. Okay. Sorry to interrupt, but that's all the time we have for. Thank you very much for joining us. Lucy, we'll be down here in the BBC newsroom keeping you across the story. A lot more to come, I'm sure, as it develops.
Lucas, thanks so much. Do go on to the live page as well. As you can see, it's well worth it. All the developments are there for you. We want